Hi, everyone. All right, I'm going to get started right away because we have a lot to talk about. My name is Rachel Sileo, and welcome to my June nutrition talk. Last month, we talked all about your gut health. This month, we're going to be debunking nutrition labels, understanding portion sizes, identifying sneaky additives in our foods. We also want to do a buy this, not that at the end so that you can feel more confident in the decisions that you're making for your health. When it comes to nutrition labels, I'm still learning, I'm still growing. It can be very overwhelming to be at the grocery store and see 8 brands of cheeses, just wondering which is the healthiest one to choose. I always say knowledge is power. So let's start with the basics and work our way deeper into the nutrition label world. We can start by educating ourselves on the food marketing industry. What we need to be mindful of is that food companies are going to do whatever they have to do to market their food so that it looks more appealing than the others. They use multiple tactics to manipulate consumer, which is us, behavior. There's a serious lack of transparency and regulation when it comes to these marketing practices. It makes this very difficult to make informed decisions then on the products that we're buying. They also have a huge impact on food culture. Oftentimes, it's the food marketing companies that are driving the food myths or the misconceptions. So, the first one we want to be mindful of is product placement. Supermarkets are very strategic as to where they're placing certain products for our appeal. They want to maximize sales. That's it. Have a plan before going into the grocery store is a good idea so that you don't fall for any of these sales tricks. The second is appealing packaging. I'm very guilty of this one. When something looks good, I want to buy it. This is just marketing at its finest, and it's their job to make you fall for their product. So, pretty self explanatory. Do not blindly buy the cool, shiny new toy before doing your homework. And hopefully, this nutrition talk will help. This falls nicely into the third trick, which we'll be talking about into the next slide, and that is nutrient content claims. Knowing how to read the nutrition facts label and the content that's being advertised on your food item will help you make the best decisions moving forward. So, nutrient content claim is a statement about the amount of about amount of nutrients found in a food. This essentially helps you to consume more or less of a certain nutrient or to avoid certain nutrients. Nutrient content claims are not pre-approved by the FDA and are often misleading when placed on a conventional food package or a dietary supplement. I don't want to completely bash these labels as they are helpful in narrowing down what brands might be best for you and your nutrition goals. I've labeled a few popular content claims you might see on packages. Labels like free of trans fats, reduced sugar, 100% natural, high in fiber, organic. There are descriptions for each and every one of these content claims. For example, if you look at the reduced sugar label, that claim is telling you that there is at least 25% less sugars than the regular product. The bottom line is the words showcased on a food product don't exactly tell the entire story. Instead of focusing on claims in the front of the food package, turn the product over and take a glimpse at the nutrition facts. That way, you're going to ensure that you're getting the health benefits that you're paying for. So, when you turn the product over, what should you be looking for? The first one is serving information contains the number of servings in a package and the serving size, and typically what a person will eat in one sitting. All the nutrient information is that's listed on the label, including the number of calories, refers to the size of the serving. Remember, for this example, if you're drinking 16 ounces instead of the suggested serving size of 8 ounces, this will double everything that you see here. Number 2 is calories provide a measure of how much energy that you get from a serving of food. The number of calories that you consume depends on the servings that you eat, just what we talked about. So again, in this example, if you consume the suggested 8 ounces, your total calories is going to be 110. The nutrient is next, and this includes total fats, cholesterol, sodium, total carbs, and protein. There will be specific breakdowns on which fats and carbs are used to create this total amount. For this example, you see total carbohydrates is 27 grams. If you look at what this 27 grams is made up of, you'll see that 23 of those grams are from added sugars and 2 grams are naturally occurring sugars like fruit, maybe if this is a juice that we're looking at. So total sugars on the nutrition facts label, it's important to know that it includes the sugars present naturally like fruit, as well as a lot of added sugars that might be present in a product, which we're going to talk about next. And last, the percentage daily value is the percentage of the daily value for each nutrient in a serving of food. It shows how much a nutrient contributes to the total daily diet that you're consuming. So this can help you determine if a serving of food is higher or lower in a nutrient. Remember that if your goal is over or under what is typically used for 2,000 calorie diet per day, this is going to change how little or how much you should be having in this particular item. So let this be more of like a guide for you and based on how much you want to eat in a certain day. I do have a few things that I think are important for everyone to be mindful of. Things I think you should limit: saturated fat, cholesterol, added sugars, and sodium. You want the percentage of these nutrients to be low. A low amount is like 5% or less of the daily value. Make sure you're getting enough dietary fiber, calcium, potassium, vitamin D, and iron. You can see those at the bottom of the nutrient facts. If the nutrient is 5% of the daily value, it's considered low. If the nutrient is 20% of the daily value, it's considered high. Look for high protein is next. If you're looking for a food item with adequate protein, an item that has 5 or more grams is considered a good source of protein. Next, I want to discuss the ingredients list. This is very important. Ingredients are listed in descending order by weight. This was really interesting when I learned about this, and very, very helpful when learning about ingredients. Those in the largest amounts are listed first. This information is going to be helpful for you so you can see what the product is mostly made of. So here are 7 ingredients that I think you should avoid. Although reading nutrition labels can sometimes be confusing and overwhelming, it helps if you have specific ingredients to look out for, like the ones that I'm going to talk about. As we age, it continues to be very important to understand the foods going in our bodies so that we can avoid harmful preservatives and additives. It's also important if you're a parent and responsible for what nutrients that you're feeding your children. Feeding our body whole natural foods, simple ingredients, can pronounces a step in the right direction and achieve overall health. So that's like a good first building block. Number 1, trans fats. They're often added to foods to lengthen the shelf life and prevent food from spoiling. They are dangerous for heart health. They can increase your triglyceride levels, which in simple terms is your type of fat called lipids, and it can circulate in your blood. Number 2 is hydrogenated oils. That's another form of trans fats to watch out for. This is known to clog arteries, contribute to obesity, heart disease even. Number 3, high fructose corn syrup. This is one of the most common food additives. It's increased tremendously over the past 10 to 20 years. This is because it costs a lot less than natural sweeteners. It's sweeter to taste, and it mixes really easily with different ingredients. It increases cholesterol, triglyceride levels. It also causes people to overeat. So if you see this on food labels, it's quite likely that the food item is going to be highly processed with a lot of added sugars. Excuse me. Artificial sweeteners is number 4, such as aspartame, sucralose, and saccharin. Excuse me here. These are very hard on your body's metabolic system. Some studies have shown that these sweeteners can cause an increased caloric intake throughout the day because your brain believes since we are eating a lower calorie food item, then we can eat more of it, which is interesting. I'm really sorry. Hang on. Okay. Hopefully I don't choke again. Number 5 is sodium benzoate and potassium benzoate. They are preservatives. And again, they help extend the shelf life of food items and they prevent mold growth. So while they are beneficial for food companies, they can cause a big disturbance in thyroid levels. As we age, our thyroid hormones are often monitored really closely. So this is something to look out for. Number 6, sodium nitrites and sodium nitrates, often found in processed meat such as bacon, deli sandwiches, hot dogs, and they've been found to cause colon cancer, lead to heart disease, obesity. This is why it's good to have good quality meat. And number 7, MSG. This helps enhance the flavor of food, but often foods containing this MSG have very high sodium levels. While some levels of MSG are found just naturally in foods, the processed foods with added MSG can be really harmful for your brain health. Okay, so now let's put this new knowledge into the real world at the grocery store. We are here in the summer barbecue party season, so I thought it would be fitting to focus on foods we often find ourselves grilling up for lunches and dinners. We're going to compare the healthy option to the not so healthy option, different brands and very different ingredients. I pulled up food items that you can find at the Stop and Shop, figuring that this is a popular grocery store most people will be shopping at. So first one we have is a classic hot dog. Now, if I were to show you the nutrition facts label, there actually isn't a crazy difference in calories. So looking solely at nutrition facts, those two brands of hot dogs are not wildly different, but let's look at the ingredients. First, we have Applegate. I typically have Applegate products in my kitchen because I like that they have whole ingredients. Things I like about this product are highlighted at the bottom in red. This item is not preserved, no antibiotics. All of the meat is grass fed. It has no nitrates or nitrites, no trans fats or added sugars. On the other hand, we have Oscar Mayer. Their meat is mechanically separated, which means it's a paste-like meat product produced by forcing pureed or ground beef through the sieve or some similar device to separate the bone from the edible meat tissue. This is really gross to even describe to you. It also has 3 out of the 8 ingredients on our avoid list. I just want to say before adding and moving on, I think one of the biggest reasons I wanted to do this specific nutrition talk is to make it clear that we shouldn't have to live our life being so restricted with our food in order to think that we're being healthy. It's about making well-educated, healthy choices on the quality of food that we're buying. And I think this is a really good example. Number 2, we have bread. Dave's Killer Bread can be found at most grocery stores, and it's a healthier choice in terms of a processed food. Things I like about this power seed kind is that it's made from 7 different types of seeds, organic whole wheat, a 0 trans fat, 1 gram of added sugar, which is fruit juice. The Pepperidge Farm hearty white bread has 30 more calories, 95 more milligrams more sodium, and 3 grams more sugar per serving. That can really add up. I pasted what I saw directly on the package label, which says it contains bioengineered food ingredients, canola, soy, and sugar from genetically modified crops. So we have inflammatory oils, we have added sugar, but they don't even specify what the sugar is. So no go. Oh, my favorite, barbecue sauce. I love a good pulled pork or pulled chicken sandwich. Barbecue sauce falls under the wide umbrella of condiments/dressings. This category really makes a difference in the brand that you're buying from its quality of ingredients. I buy most dressing condiments from Primal Kitchen, which is on the left, because they rarely have added sugars and they're made with healthy fats like avocado oil. Our friend Sweet Baby Ray's is throwing out 55 more calories per serving, 130 grams more sodium, and 15 grams more sugar. Yikes. Also, it has 4 out of the 8 ingredients to avoid from our list. Instead of seasoning your food with real spices, you are basically dumping processed sugar into your food. So, this really makes a big difference in your health if you swap out these items. Last, we have chips. The Cilios over here are very big chip family. It is our weakness, but it doesn't have to be at the cost of our arteries. Big Boulder's brand uses avocado oil, potatoes, and sea salt in their chips, and that's it. And on the right, the same style chip, but Lay's brand cooks with 4 different vegetable oils, all of which are extremely inflammatory. Now, this might not seem as big of a difference as some other food items, but your body will definitely pay the price if you're consuming a lot of these processed oils. There is so much more to discuss, but I hope you gained some valuable information that you can take with you on your next grocery store trip. My goal here is to make life easier, to bring you knowledge, confidence, plan of action. Please look out for an email from me with a link to this recorded nutrition talk and a grocery store resource. Just a few things before you go. If you're interested in nutrition coaching with me, just email me back and we can set up a time to chat. Pass this nutrition talk along to anyone who might be interested. Look out for social media information on my next nutrition talk, which happens July 2nd at 7:30 p.m. And if you would like more resources or just have any questions, please shoot me an email. Thank you all so much for your time, and I can't wait to see you in July. Have a great night.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?